What we know about COVID-19 is growing by the day. We've learned doctors right here in the Tampa Bay area are making major discoveries about how to stop the virus.
ABC Action News reporter Lauren Rosella is going full circle and diving deeper into the research that's taking place in our own backyard. And the reason taking part in clinical trials is so very important right now.
Jessica Kelly was one of the first dozen people in Hillsborough County to be diagnosed with COVID-19. She remembers a burning in her hands and legs, unaware at the time that her body was slowly being starved of oxygen.
You kind of have this idea of suffocation as something that, it makes your eyes blurry and like this darkness surrounds you and like it's happening. I didn't know I was suffocating. Confusing and angering and so frustrating because all of this is preventable.
It's been months since Jessica tested negative for coronavirus, but she still believes her fight is far from over.
Still feel like there are days where just walking around the block is a struggle.
Jessica is now working to get every test her insurance will cover. This is to learn more about the long-term effects COVID-19 may have on her body.
This is a particularly dangerous coronavirus.
This as medical researchers across the Bay Area are fighting to find out everything they can about COVID-19. Dr. Cami Kim and her team at USF Health are now in the forefront of antibody research. An antibody is a protein the body makes to help defend itself from infections it's seen before. That's what you look for in a vaccine.
If you make antibodies, you should in theory be immune.
Kim and her team, in partnership with Tampa General Hospital, are publishing their findings now. Their research showing most people who have had COVID-19 will make antibodies, but they've also discovered not all antibody tests are created equal.
Those quick and easy lab tests that you do with a pinprick, they don't pick up everybody who had antibodies.
And now USF researchers are taking the next step. They're working to find out which antibodies are the good antibodies, the ones that will actually stop you from getting COVID-19 again.
The feeling is that most people make antibodies. Probably most of them will make some neutralizing antibodies. The question is do they make enough? And how long do those good antibodies last?
That research is ongoing, and at Baycare Health System, innovative clinical trials happening right here in our hospitals.
The field of COVID research has just exploded.
What do you think is possibly the most impactful clinical trial that you guys have done here?
I think early on, being involved in the remdesivir trials.
Remdesivir is an injection used to treat severe COVID-19 infection in hospitalized patients. It helps stop the virus from spreading in the body. Dr. Paul Lewis with Baycare Health is helping get that drug directly to Bay Area patients.
Do you think that your use of remdesivir in Baycare patients has saved lives?
I think we may have saved lives by getting patients the access to that medication.
Now, Baycare's research on the now approved drug is morphing.
And we're looking more and more in other clinical trials to how you can use that potentially outside the hospital.
Doctors are now focusing on how remdesivir and other treatments can be used earlier on in COVID-positive patients.
What can we do when you first get sick or to prevent somebody ending up in the hospital or in the ICU?
Leading COVID-19 researchers say this is one of the many reasons why people who have had COVID-19 should take part in clinical trials.
Time is of the essence here.
The USF Office of Clinical Research says you'll get top-of-the-line medical monitoring throughout the trial. This as doctors test a particular drug.
The purpose of these clinical trials is to determine, are these drugs safe? Are they effective?
And researchers say you'll be assisting in finding the best treatments for COVID-19, helping people for years to come.
The faster we can enroll patients in these trials, the faster we'll have the data to know if these drugs are effective or not.
But in the meantime, thousands are still grappling with the devastating and deadly consequences of the virus. Jessica's family now grieving the loss of her two grandparents. They died side by side in the same hospital room from complications of COVID-19. She's urging everyone to do what they can to stop the spread.
We've lost so many people. This is our prevention.
In Tampa, Lauren Rosella, ABC Action News.